Hi, my name is Katherine Pearson, and I am doing my forensic argument speech for my public speaking 220 class at Olympic College Winter Quarter 2023 on why spanking a child does more harm than it does good. The act of spanking a child leaves them with emotional trauma that can last well into their adult years. There's research showing the harm that spanking or striking a child does. And I, for one, consider that spanking a child to be an abusive act. Even the thought of hurting a child is making the blood boil. Having a parent, guardian, or other authority figure being violent toward a child can impact them and their ability to be normal for the rest of their lives. We have studies going all the way back to the 90s showing the harm of striking a child. And there will be those who declare hitting a child with a belt to be discipline. But what is that really teaching your child? That violence can be used if you misbehave? That if someone doesn't do exactly how you want, that you can hit them? That you can abuse them? Ugh. Even the slightest error will get them hit. The pain of being struck, it goes past just the physical pain. It goes all the way to being traumatic. This trauma can impact how people act and interact for the rest of their lives. And I know people say, "Oh, I was spanked and I turned out fine." Did you really, though? If you're okay with kids getting hit, did you really turn out okay? There's also other ways that being spanked as a child can actually really mess up a person. There, adults who have been spanked or otherwise hit or disciplined can have some of the following symptoms. They can become depressed. They can attempt suicide. It can lead people to be drinking more and use other drugs. And I remember hearing a statement that really stuck with me. A child won't remember spilling the drink. They'll remember that you screamed at them. This is just one way to show how traumatic this could be. These kinds of traumas, they may not fade with time. There are plenty of ways we can discipline a child without resorting to violence. A parent could sit the kid down, be like, "This is why you did that, and this is why it's wrong," and make them understand, hey, that action was not okay. Make it so they can hear you, that they know they can trust you. Don't be a figure of fear. Be a figure of love, justice, and discipline. You can also, if just talking to them isn't working, there are other ways to discipline your child. You could send them to their room, ground them, make sure that they understand, like taking them and putting them in a confined, or not confined space, because that could also be abusive, but to put them in their room and make them reflect upon their actions. Make them think on why what they did was not okay. Make it so they can think through what they did and why you are not okay with it. You could, or if they're really being bratty, just take away objects that are privileges, like their games, their phone, or others, like other, maybe even plushies if they're really into their plushies. Take them away. Do not throw them away, though. Don't destroy your child's belongings. That's just messed up. Almost swore there. Maybe tell them, "Oh, your friend's going out having a big slumber party this weekend. Sorry, kiddo, you did this thing, and this is your punishment," and not let them go. as long as what you're doing isn't taking away things that should actually be rights, like don't take away their meals, because starving a child is really messed up. And don't take away like their don't take away clothing unless Leah would want to do outfits. That's also another way to be abusive. Or take away the door, because that the right to privacy is something that you should never take away from a child unless they're a danger to themselves or others. Even then, that might not. I'm not a psychologist, so I'm not sure that would be a good option even then. But being abusive to your kid just because they messed up, it leaves them with so much like emotional, mental scarring, and makes it so they don't trust you. And it can perpetuate the cycle of abuse and taking and they might not want to talk to you after they move out if they realize they're abusive. So there's a lot of ways you can discipline a child, but striking them, it does more harm than good, and it's abuse. Thank you for your time. Bye bye.